I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning. Morning. Furnaces where the boilers working.
Feels so good here, right? All right, I'll look for approval of the agenda. I think we need to add claims.
I'll make that motion with that addition.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda is approved. Approve the minutes from November 24th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 24th, 2025.
I'll second it. Okay, the first and second, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. General public concerns. Second.
We gotta do claims.
Oh, excuse me, we can do claims first. Okay.
All right, I looked through the book there. I had for general, I had 212,867.09.
Give me 1 second here. Read that again, please.
212,867.09.
Yep.
Or drainage, I had 96,901.05.
Yeah, that's correct.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Claims are approved. All right, now general public concerns. If you want to speak, just state your name, then we'll give you roughly two minutes or so.
Mark Olson. Because of some of the misinformation on local newspaper recently about proposed wind projects in Humboldt County, that's why I'm here today. So, Mark Olson from Bode, here today in support of wind energy development by RWE and Invenergy in Humboldt County. My wife and I have signed an easement contract with Invenergy. Senator Chuck Grassley is proud that he has helped promote and increase wind energy development in Iowa. Humboldt County is not the first county in Iowa to deal with the wind energy production industry. Humboldt County supervisors can utilize the experiences and ordinances of many other counties in Iowa to adopt reasonable, responsible setbacks and zoning ordinances. I'm sure the representatives of RWE and Energy have discussed the substantial cash flow to the county budget and to landowners who have wind turbines installed on their farms. I'm also sure they have discussed how they can work together with the county, local landowners to resolve concerns that have been raised about the projects. Ask the supervisors to adopt reasonable, responsible setbacks and zoning ordinances will county. Closing the following quote is from the website of the Partnership for Economic Growth of Humboldt County. This is a quote. Partnership for Economic Growth goal is to promote, stimulate, develop, and advance the business prosperity and economic health of Humboldt County. We are a resource for existing businesses, aim to attract new business, assist with commercial and value-added agricultural projects, and are proactive in community growth and sustainability, end quote. Many others are in the Humboldt County support wind energy. Some are here today and others could not be here today. Thanks for listening.
Is there anyone else?
Dennis Sullivan for Iowa. And I have a contract for WV. I'm in favor of it.
Anyone else?
Peggy Hendrickson, Hardy, Iowa, and I have a contract with RWE, and I am deeply in favor of it. I see no negatives.
Anyone else?
Chad Struthers, Addison, Iowa. Got a contract with Invenergy. I don't know why Humboldt County would turn down economic development when nothing's gonna come in this county.
Randy Davis, Gilmore City.
I also have a contract with, Energy, and I'm for the project.
Well, appreciate you coming, stating your opinions. Our planning and zoning board is working on something. They're supposed to be presenting it to us here soon. And we have to walk a fine line. So also we don't get sued. So. We gotta watch everybody's property rights. Cause everyone has the right to do what they want in their property. So, but you also gotta respect the neighbors and so. Believe me, we're not taking it lightly.
We read a lot of ordinances, I'll bet I've been through the 20 ordinances right in front to back and trying to pick out what's fair for everybody and what works for everybody. It's just, it's a handful. But we're working through it.
Yeah, we have a lot on our plate right now, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably don't understand what we're going through. We have a lot of rules we need to follow, and like Rick said, make sure the public is safe if anything were to happen. That's our biggest concern. And making sure our county kind of stays the way it is as far as repairs and roads, stuff like that, keep them the way they should be. And repairs. So we just gotta really watch everything that we do.
I was at a planning and zoning committee meeting last Monday night, and that's on they're working at putting something together to bring it up to us. So they're working diligently on that right now.
I think we'll have it soon.
Yes.
I believe the comprehensive plan is done now, isn't it? We've got the whole fall features.
I got chapter 5, the first part of last week. I asked the planning and zoning board to have their edits turned in by the end of the day today. And then it's just gonna be formatting, which they thought would take less than a week. So potentially by the end of this week, we would have a comprehensive plan turned into us for Linus.
Perfect. And that's been basically the holdup.
It has been. Yeah, they said the ordinance would take minimal time compared to as much time as the comprehensive plan is taking. So.
All right,
We appreciate everybody reaching out. I think my phone has probably rang more in the last few days than I can imagine, but we appreciate it.
Always is, and the advertising is negative, so we wanted to.
And it's nice to have that opinion here. Thank you guys for coming.
It seems like a lot of the reasonable setbacks and stuff will address some of the concerns about the ways of adjacent landowners that don't want them. There's a lot of counties that are having some development work in their county that does help the budgets for the county, that helps landowners, farmers. Right now, the margins are tight on grain and stuff. This is better than, there are not a lot of farm jobs that people can get, but like back, I'm old enough to remember back in the 1980s. So this is a positive, and I understand there are a lot of people that are not real happy about it, but if it can be done responsibly, I think it's a good way to go.
we were concerned about noise problems, and so we're coming back from Boone, so we stopped by one of those new wind farms down by Stratford, and we're stopped on the blacktop, and we're about 300 foot from the wind turbine, and it was rolling pretty good. You could barely hear it. That's a lot different than what the old ones were.
Yeah, and I haven't gone out and stood by one, so I couldn't tell you what it is for noise. You hear different sides. There is noise, there is no noise, so I never have stood by one, so I couldn't tell you.
Very low.
Okay,
You have 1,000 or well, probably plus 1,200, 1,300 feet or
right.
in that range or something. You aren't gonna hear it. You talk about maybe if it's a real still day, you can hear a lot of things for a long distance. But if you have a still day, they aren't gonna turn.
Right.
you have a windier day, chances are if that setback, but you're not gonna hear
This one we're listening to is, I would say 300 foot, I could be wrong.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in. Move on. Yeah. Oh, you got, yeah.
3 out of the last 5 meetings, there's been closed sessions.
Yes.
Now, they've been very generic as far as there's been no reference to what they're closed for, you know, whether it's personnel, land purchases or whatever. And is there any suits against the county that are active or,
Yes, there is.
and
They're dealing with legal matters. Which we can't talk about.
but it's proper to make a reference to what type of legal matters, I would think.
I don't think we have to.
What's that?
No, I don't believe we have to.
Want to understand and visit with, you know, few people that, you know, used to be, there was a reference to. You know,
There is if we make a decision.
What's that?
There is if we come out and make a decision. But a lot of it's just information.
And now last week, there's a decision made, option A, but no reference to it.
Yeah, so we can't.
I was under advice.
And I understand, you know, some of that, you know. Seem like,
Our attorney told us to go that way, so we're just strictly doing what the attorney recommended us, so,
Hopefully
and
soon.
I know you can't lay everything out, but on the other side of it, you know, I would think.
I know, you feel like you're in the dark.
Well, but it doesn't pass the sniff test, you know, it's it. But 3 out of, you know, the last 5 meetings. If there's a way, you can.
And you have to remember that when we're here, we can talk in closed session, but we can't, when we walk outside here, we aren't allowed to discuss any of it.
Right, and I haven't asked anybody.
I know, I'm just saying,
I-
but Rick and I and
I
Bob can't
respect
go down
that.
and talk in the parking lot and
No.
visit about anything like that, because then it's in violation. So that's the reason it has to be done in here, in a closed session, so that we can talk and go under the advice of whoever gives it to us.
And then once we come out of a decision and decide what we're gonna do, then they'll find out about it.
Yeah.
But not until then. It's what stays here, what talk about stays right here.
Right, and I'm not asking for that part of it.
Right.
And I know it's a gray area, I understand that too, but I would think that just a reference to what it may be. Prior going
They
in.
did, you just keep on saying reference, that would be telling you what we're doing. We can't even give you a reference. I'm sorry.
Anyone else?
Thank
I
you.
do have a question.
Yes.
When it comes to the wind energy, we all know that it does benefit the farmer and we don't want to begrudge him anything like that. But do we know what does it actually benefit the county? Does anybody have dollars and cents? Has anyone talked to any other counties to know exactly what kind of money does it bring the county? And do the smaller towns, and I mean, does everybody benefit at some point?
I think Mike is
If we
working,
could
I think
answer that
Mike is
question.
working on that. If you kinda,
it's about $2 million a year.
It is for the county.
No, not,
No.
not for the county as the supervisors, as the county in
As a
general.
whole. That's the hospital, that's the
School.
school, that's the
That's
everybody divided out.
It really does bring money into the county
Yes.
for, cause I've heard different things about, well, it's 10 years before they see any money or.
Well,
No,
there
it
is,
is-
there
it
is
is
gonna be a
roughly
time
that.
frame. Yeah, there's a time frame. First year's gonna be 0, second year 5% until it gets to a maximum of 30%. That 30% comes out to about 2 million a year.
2 million, is that what?
Like,
Full,
one, the RWE or.
That's just one facility. That's just one.
but your 2 million, is that after 7 years or? what?
Yes,
Yeah.
after 7 years.
That's full bore.
That's a full bore.
Now, will there be a study done long term?
I'm
Year.
I'm sure we can. I mean, that's. Their life expectancy is about somewhere between 20 and 25 years. So between 7 and 25, that's when you're going to get your most input of the funds and taxes. To help the county.
these sites that these go on, would they have to be rezoned to commercial?
No,
So you can put are they considered commercial?
I think so. I don't know. I don't have that answer.
They're selling a product off of that site. I think that.
Yes.
This guy back here probably has the answer. We would be applying for a special use permit,
There you go.
say, a special use permit for the whole land.
I understand that, but now does that make that a commercial area? Because
Not necessarily, being at that, it's like a special use, so we're using.
It's public utility.
Who takes care of it at the end of 25 years? Does
It will become when that electricity is generated and sold to a public utility. And they'll sublease, probably sublease them towers to Mid-America, Alliant, whoever.
but when they're built, they're not public utility.
They're a structure when they're built. If they never turn, it's a structure.
And Susie, that is a good question.
This-
Repeat it.
I just wanted to know at the end of 25 years who takes care of it, and this gal said that they will take it down, and I said, well.
Who's that? You will?
Yeah, so at the end of 25 years, we do own the project, we will take it down at our cost.
Yeah,
That word
I got a
if,
question.
Yes.
Okay, say 25 years, say 15 years from now, you're gone, bankrupt, gone, somebody else takes it over. Now, how's that gonna work?
So we post a decommissioning bond with the county. That decommissioning bond will have the amount of funds needed to decommission it. And if we sell the project, the decommissioning bond is sold with the project to the next company that owns the project.
And in order to collect on a bond, you gotta sue them and have lawyer fees of about $100,000.
Well,
I
that,
know,
that's,
cause I've been through it.
that's structured with the ordinance with which we adopt.
Yeah.
There's certain ordinances out there that require an escrow account instead.
Escrow accounts is different than bonds.
So that has the county's name on it, and there's no way that's gonna go away.
Yeah.
So there is ways to structure that, so we do cover our rear end if that happens.
And that would all be in the ordinance.
Mhm.
That would be best.
So that's why I said there's a ton of stuff that we gotta look at, a ton.
Humboldt isn't the first county to do this either.
Mm,
There's
no.
no,
out there that.
And that's if the bonding company is still there. Is that, I mean, I got caught in one of the situations where, yeah, this was bonded and that, then when it came time, no, they weren't around.
Well, if it's escrowed, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it's escrow, that's different.
But they're not doing escrow.
Well, if we put that in our
Oh, I see.
ordinance, that's the way it's
Yeah,
gonna
escrow,
have
the
to
cash is in.
be. Yes.
but to your point, Mark, Pocahontas's ordinances are what, 4 pages?
There they are. Yeah, that's their ordinance.
And everybody else's is a book. So by the time, I'm just saying, by the time you read Pocahontas's, which is minimal, and they got a lot of turbines over there. And then you read Cassuth, or you read Webster, or you read some of the other ones that we have. It's like, how did they get away with just this little thing? And we're over here reading this thing that's thick, so. We're trying to make it the best decision for all of us, both sides.
Yeah.
And that's part of chewing through everybody's and seeing what's good and bad. And I call them and ask them, I said, what would you change? I just did that at the meeting. Kyle Steckler, I asked him, I said, that's an ordinance that I really like. And I said, would you change anything? He said, no, absolutely not. He said that it is, so far it's worked extremely well for them. It has the setbacks that I think are favorable. That's the one that I think we're gonna add some stuff to it, but try and structure it so it's workable. And there's already a wind energy company up there. So there really isn't an argument of we're establishing something that's not attainable.
How about Cassuth?
Yes.
What's the goal on the number of turbines?
Be 35 and 40. That makes sense as it is.
Now, that's this first phase, or will they?
That's our
I haven't
veteran.
seen where they're, I've always been told there's been, 130 has been kind of.
Requires.
Now you go by Fort Dodge or anything else. Yeah.
The older wind farms usually have more turbines. it doesn't, generate. I don't see that machines now
Ken,
generate.
the red ones are RWE, the blue ones are.
But you're only one company, now another one, I mean. You could read.
All right, we're gonna move along, because you can go outside and hash that over. All right, Ben.
Right.
What?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
For your input, I appreciate it.
Red is RWE. You can have that.
Morning.
I didn't want to.
Morning, guys. Good. Morning.
He didn't know where things were and then just.
Yes. It was sitting on the table, we're like.
Yeah.
I wonder about the.
I wouldn't count that being the last.
Okay.
That guy.
Ben, I picked this up at that meeting we went through, this is Worth County. They got grants for, there's a lot of stuff. I didn't know if you knew there was grants available for it. I just picked it up and was turning it over and that. You got a skid load of handle, most of it didn't get on there. And I don't know how many toys we don't have.
What's WCDA?
I have no idea. Worth County. Something. Everybody puts one of them on the table when they come up, since they want to highlight what they've done throughout the year. No, I don't need to keep it, you can.
I'll look at it.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, Ben.
Good morning.
Morning.
About pay markers.
The first item on the agenda that I have is to approve voucher number 2 for project VROS CO 46 parent 88, AJ 46. This is the bridge to box culvert project on Iowa Avenue that PCI completed last month. This pays for everything but retainage on the project.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to accept BROS CO 4688 HA 46.
I'll second.
okay, we have first and a second, any discussion on this pay voucher? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Voucher approved. Okay,
The next item that I've got is to discuss and possibly act on backup generators for the Bode and Hardy shops. This probably should have been included in the original build back in 2012,
Yeah,
I believe.
pretty close.
It's happened a few times in the last 10-12 years where we've lost power to the buildings and you have to manually try and operate the doors and open them, you lose heat. What we're looking at is backup generator for both locations, to be able to supply the bare minimum lights, doors, heat. So that when my crew in those outlying shops end up spending the night there, like at least there's heat in the building. They have no problem opening the doors to get the snow equipment out.
Them
And
doors are heavy.
yeah, a lot of times you run the risk of damaging the doors because you're trying to pick them up with forks from an end loader. So,
yeah,
Do you have this in your budget?
I've got to do a budget amendment anyway, but like buildings and grounds improvements, I've got money set aside that I can use it for.
I see you got liquid cooled or air cooled.
So that was 2 of the options. As infrequently as it's gonna be used, I believe we can get by with the air cooled. We did receive 2 quotes back from the companies that they had reached out to. TNR Electric and NCIS are the 2 companies that came back with quotes.
I see the ones a little small.
The one is a little bit smaller, yes. So NCIS, I believe, came back with like 26 kilowatt. And TNR was 22 and 18. I asked Kevin if he knew the reason that Troy Woods had sized the generator based on need for number of doors and everything else. So I'm assuming that Mitch with NCIS probably went with what his
Standard one is,
standard was.
yeah.
I've got a 26 on my house.
You've got a 26 on your house.
That's just your house.
Yeah,
I got a 24 on the farm and it runs the entire farm.
I do too. I do too. This 26 is just a newer 24, I think is really what it amounts to.
Yeah.
But I've got 9 generators for our hub buildings and our grain backing. Just like you, we gotta get them doors open at 4 in the morning so them backs can leave. And so other than, we have a plan on them that they snout.
Yeah, the service.
Every year, change oils in them, change batteries when it's due.
Do they fire up every month?
Or they fire up
Every
every week.
Everybody.
10 minutes for 10 minutes. Monday morning, they fire up out of the farm.
And you can also get a app that goes right to your phone and tells them when they're starting.
Yep.
Tells you the hours. I can show you exactly.
Is that with Generac or which?
Generac.
Okay,
I would recommend a Generac. That's all I would recommend.
okay.
I think mine just started up this morning at 8 o'clock and it came to my phone that it's running and ready to go.
Yeah.
So they are very nice, but I don't think you need anything bigger than a 24.
Except when they get full of snow.
Huh?
Except when they get full of snow.
That's one thing you wanna check into if you do go with Generac. So mine last year, that big snow blizzard we had. The snow was blowing into my air filter and it would choke it off.
Okay.
Cause it would fill the air filter with snow. Well, so I'd go out there like every hour or 2 hours and clean out the filter. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So I found out I called the dealer from, I think, the guy from Elko, which and the other guy, well, I don't know who he is.
Murphy Farms.
So he came out, he said, well, you can reverse the airflow. I said, didn't know that, so he turned it around and never had a problem
Never had a
again.
problem since.
Yep.
Okay.
But then it tells you your issues with it, it tells you if your battery's low, it's like I said, it gives you a monthly
Update.
on everything that's been done to it and. They're nice.
Are these gas, or these propane, or what, how do they run?
Propane.
Propane?
And they burn about 3 to 4 gallons a minute, 3 gallons a minute. No, an hour.
I was like, that sounds inefficient. I was like, wow, that's.
3 gallons an hour.
Just back the tank up.
During that blizzard, I didn't keep track of it, and that's about what it burned. Dean, don't shake your head.
Oh, it's gonna be sweating so bad, we ain't gonna be able to keep propane.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? 3 shops or
Just two.
just 2 or
Yep.
just Load and Hardy?
Just Bowden Hardy. Humboldt upgraded with a Miller generator welder last year, I believe. So.
So you're good with the 26, the smaller version of the 30?
22, mine says 22.
Yeah, so
Well, I know, but this side is 26 and this side is 22.
yeah, like I said, NCIS, I believe, just quoted their standard
Yeah,
generator that they run with where.
yeah, he just orders them all in and has them sitting on hand. And that's.
I'd say at 22.
So are you doing that for both?
So I've got the quote from TNR, the difference between the 18 and 22, I'd probably just run the 22 for both of them. I mean,
Yeah.
it's another $400.
Right.
So. And then Harry's Heating and Cooling would run the black pipe
They go
over across the
yeah,
walk
yeah,
bay
yeah, for it.
and out the door. What we'd be looking at is
On the Hardy shed, it'd be on the north side of the building, and on the boat shed, it'd be on the west side of their
And it'll
building.
put that on a cement slab.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
and you guys could obviously do the concrete work yourself.
We could do the
Not that
concrete
big a
work.
deal.
yeah, I probably got a couple of poured concrete pads at the house that they can have.
Yeah.
So as much concrete as they dump up the quarry, you can probably get a half a load. It's ridiculous.
But if you wanna go and get a half a yard, it's gotta pay for
I
full.
know.
NCIS just they had a manufacturer's block that they put.
Yeah.
From.
Precast thing, they just set down.
Yeah.
Chris, how we sitting on the budget?
Mine
Rick,
would-
what's your thoughts?
My thoughts? Well, as little as they get used, I'm sure the 22 would do it because. You know, it's not like you got constant load on them.
Sure.
You know, you open one door. I don't know if you're gonna hit all 4 doors at the same time.
Probably not.
Probably not. You know, I'm sure it'll be plenty heavy enough to cover that building.
I guarantee you, once you get them. You're gonna thank God you got them.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Quite often, that's when you need them is during a storm.
yep.
What is the
What's the grand?
repair cost on the door if someone runs a fork through it? Probably the $12,000 that we're.
I'd say probably 9-10,000.
And if you can amend your budget to make it work, then I guess I'm good with it.
What's the grand total? Both of them.
The grand total is gonna be around 31,000.
Yeah, 20. 26, 3.
Monday afternoon, 5 to go because
Yeah,
How big a generator you got?
80 KW.
Okay.
yeah, you run half of the Main Street, don't you?
We can.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, somehow, I don't know how this ever happened, but, 500 block of Sumner is hooked into the law enforcement center somehow back on the jail panel. And
The city
why that ever
lights and
happened,
stuff.
I have no idea, but.
Probably when
Back when they had stop
I
lights.
had
and
GS on. They
Well,
had
they
switch
did
it.
that when they redid the street thing this last time.
Could we run it onto West River Drive? I'd like to hook in.
Well, when we bought ours, I mean, the public safety board was looking at a 40 KW. But Tom Dietrich was doing the work, he said that 80 KW is a standard size and it's a lot cheaper than the 40 KW, so we just bumped it up to an 80 KW, so.
Oh, you always got one.
Well,
Make
that
a motion
was
for that
back,
then.
what, when
I didn't
go.
And yours, is it still diesel or did they switch it to gas?
No, ours is natural gas.
That's, but the old one was diesel years ago.
Well, that's what they were looking at. Well, years ago, it was at City Hall, garage back there.
Yeah. Okay,
I'll make a motion to go with bid from TNR Electric for the purchase of the 22 KW generator.
yeah, how about Harry Stoll?
And for Harry to do that, Harry's plumbing and heating to do the
Yeah,
piping, gas,
like,
all that good stuff for the install.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Alright.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
I think you're doing the planning and zoning then.
Yeah, Ben's at ag certification class in Boone, so
George still do it?
probably. I'll have to ask him when he gets back. Yeah, he's at training for that this week, and then he's got it's either asphalt or concrete training next week, and then he'll do the other one sometime in the spring.
Well, if I'm with gas.
Yeah. What he had was to score the master matrix that was submitted to us for Humboldt site 23. This is on what we call Nowhere Road.
140th, 140th and Rose and Quebec, I think are the coordinates of it.
Yep.
And they'll enter and exit the site off the ground, right?
They will enter and exit the site off of the gravel. Right now, most all their traffic comes down Rose Avenue and turns on 130th. To the site and then back out. Everything west of the site is a no snow removal level B roadway. This is one of those sites that was a level B before they put the hog site up and they requested an upgrade. Long time ago. Anyway, what they're looking at doing is upping their unit size from 4,400 to 4,900 head. They submitted a new manure management program as well as a master matrix submittal with their scoring being 440.
It's really, the way things are, it's really nothing we can deny. Just basically a rubber stamp.
They're just upping the numbers. They're putting more pigs in, filling, and they're pulling part of the pigs out, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I assume they come in with smaller
Yeah, little 10-pounders.
smaller pigs to be able to, because it's a non-construction permit application, so they're not adding on to the building.
Just change.
They're just,
Right, and that number,
yeah,
it specifies the DNR.
Bottom of the master matrix is 440, isn't it? And that's right where they're at.
that's right where they're at.
Okay.
So is there any opposition to that?
We
Hear of anything?
we published, put it in the paper a couple weeks ago and, received no phone calls, no emails regarding this.
That's good.
Really, the only change is a little heavier traffic, right?
More pigs per the unit. and
Yeah.
More manure up, obviously, and so.
It'll be one more trip in and out with the semi, the little, after it gets so big, take them out. Well, with mount here, so, because that's, and they're about the same. So, okay, they don't hold so much. All right. Yeah.
So if you, agree with the scoring of 440, there's a form, I guess, they need to sign on behalf of the board that says that you,
Passed or failed.
yeah.
So that's what I need is, I need a
So
motion.
my question is, if we say we don't agree with it, then it goes back to them, they're gonna recalculate their numbers and they're gonna bring it back in a week or 10 days or 2 weeks. Bring it right back to us and
Yes.
say that,
Yeah.
well, within
Yeah.
parameters of what.
And this area is not a highly contested area, because they're in a house for
If it's a low or
miles.
B road, then it doesn't have a whole lot of.
And we in the office, Ben and I looked through the scores that were submitted for the master matrix and we came up with the same number that they did. We came up with the 440 as well. So, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the master matrix for the site 23.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a first and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we have to approve or disapprove the application based on the 440. I guess.
well, if our numbers are 440 and that's the number it needs to be, I'll make a motion to approve the application.
Second, good.
I'll second it.
We have a first and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Carries. Okay,
How's the snow plowing going?
Going, putting a half of snow in basically 8 days is a lot to move. Guys ran yesterday.
I had no complaints over the weekend, so.
They did, I drove most of mine, 2 nights ago and they did an outstanding job, you know, shit back, so, yeah.
It's a learning curve, a lot
Oh, yeah.
of new guys, jumping into blades that haven't been in them before. I got a message last night on Avery's Hill. So should be out throwing some more sand down this morning on that one. I guess that was really the main complaint, other than obviously everybody wanting better care on gravels than what that first snowstorm hit us with. But
That was a big storm.
There was a big storm with, a week before it was 60 degrees and you're trying to plow rock that isn't froze. And I'm just.
everything's froze now.
Everything's froze now, so we can at least
Grass is
open it up. They're still peeling sod off along the,
Yeah.
The
And it
road.
was covered up with snow, it froze.
Yeah.
and I read your comments last night and I agree. I mean, we don't have the funds that the orange trucks do. And they're out doing their best, so.
I won't say that orange trucks have done that great a job either. It's,
Well, I was told the other day by someone that they go out at 4:30. I said, well, there's a lot of mornings that I wait till between 6:30 and 7 to follow your truck back to Clarion, because they still haven't been here. So that was the end of the discussion, because I said, I can call you, right? So, just so they all know, we're doing our best.
I guess that brings up, one of the questions that was posed was what our standard operating hours are, and since I see, April. Humboldt County's standard snow removal policy is, ordinance number 5. It's passed a long time ago by the Board of Supervisors. Hours of operation are from 5 AM to 5 PM in the wintertime. Normal operation is 7:30 to 4, but like I said, during snow events, we'll run from 5 to 5, 7 days a week if needed. Priority is obviously blacktops, and then once we get around or possibly 2 on blacktops, then we transition to gravels. So, we run for as long as we can until we break down or we get stuck, and then.
And then those conditions, who makes the calls on that when you want the trucks to go back and when you pull them off the roads?
Combination between the 3 foremen and myself. If the foremen are out and they don't feel like it's safe for visibility purposes, we have pulled them. There's also been times where I've forced them to go out and I've rode with them, and out of town looks a lot different than in town when it's blizzard condition, for sure. So. But yeah, no, I mean, I guess for the people that have new blade operators, I guess I'd just say be patient as they're learning. Most of them have less than 2 weeks behind a wheel or a joysticks or steering column, whichever.
Well, the way that,
Takes a while.
the winter's starting out, they'll probably get plenty of seat time. The wind's supposed to pick up tomorrow pretty bad, so.
Yeah, and there's another 40% chance of snow tomorrow,
And
but
then
the weather will be nicer.
And then mixed rain on Thursday.
hopefully it'll warm up and settle this stuff down, but
I was perfectly fine with what they did this week. They knocked down some of those sill banks and stuff, and that, you know, it's normal winter driving as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
A little snow on the road.
I would just remind people, there's so much snow at corners and intersections and people pushing, they're running out of room to push. So when you come up to a corner, make dang sure that you slow down as opposed to rolling through it. And because we've had several.
just assume that everybody's gonna stop, he may not be able to.
We had a little underground array this morning at Compton K and Highway 3.
I slid through that intersection.
I saw it happen.
Yeah.
I was gonna try and turn and head north on County K and slid right through.
Well, it's winter conditions, so be careful.
Thank you.
Anybody has experience in a semi, I'm looking for somebody to drive for me, because I'm getting too old for it, and it scares the hell out of you. Because when you see people coming, it's like, are they gonna stop, or are they really drifting across, it's just.
That was Arizona.
Good.
Good. Why you out there?
Rained the whole time I was there.
Did it?
Yeah, every day.
Beats,
Yeah, beat snow.
I'll have to scoop rain.
Well, tell them thanks for working the weekend, I saw the plows out, so.
Yep, I'll let them know, so. Anything else for me?
Are sand holding up, and are you? Got
Yeah.
plenty fluoride and all
We'll
this?
end up mixing again at some point in the winter. I mean, one of the guys I talked to last night said Farmer's Almanac or something called for
It's gonna be a booger.
a lot of snow,
It's gonna be a long winter.
so.
Just about everybody, not all of them, cause a lot of that called me, I said, you're gonna have a problem with us making snow fence out in your field. Cause that's gonna hamper a lot of this going on the road, and they said they didn't care, just don't get in the dirt. That was the biggest thing that they come off, and I can understand that. I'm sure Russ is going to be one that you're gonna wanna call.
Okay.
Cause, but the rest of them were pretty much wide open, and that was all in the area that I used to work.
Yep. Like in your area, with Rutland and Avery, just doing the math on it this morning, you're on the fourth blade operator since Mike Mail retired in 2020. So
Wow.
for whatever reason,
My neighbor calls me, reminds me of that.
I'm guessing I know that number.
yeah, we, for whatever reason, guys don't stay on that route. So,
Maybe we got one of those things.
okay. Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Thank you, Ben.
How long did they say it would take for them generators?
I haven't spoken with Troy. Most of the communication has all been with, Kevin Buss talking directly with vendors and suppliers.
So do they have a small generator that we could use if doors, I'm just saying, to open our doors if we lost power on those shop?
Oh, we got a little red.
We got a little red one that
We've got a small one.
Hondas.
that works, then all right, just didn't know how you had it set up.
If you're doing, I got two spare ones sitting at home.
You just gotta climb a
Plug it in.
ladder up to the box and plug it directly in.
Yeah. Okay,
I did call Kevin. I had a complaint about a hole in the road by Murray Bridge. He went up and took care of it. Just give me a heads up. I had a person call me and send pictures.
By Murray
Yeah, just this side of Murray around that first curve. There's I believe it's a cement culvert that goes across there.
Cross pipe.
That might have been taken in dirt. She showed me a picture and so, okay. So I just called, could you put a couple of buckets of rock in there? Not a problem. Got it done.
Okay.
All right. Bruce.
yeah,
Any reports?
I went Friday to Fort Dodge for the drainage. Iowa, IDDDA drainage meeting in Fort Dodge, Friday morning. I was there.
How was it? I wasn't there.
Well,
I'm good.
I did not get nothing out of the first part of it. Now, you being a farmer, would have, it had nothing that pertained to me at all.
the only thing I would say like this is the guy from Iowa State that explained the different tile pattern that they'd done in one of Iowa State's fields and buried certain pipe at certain
Depths.
depths, and next set was
half inch versus inch coefficient.
Yeah. If they were presented to a group of farmers,
Yeah.
they'd have probably been
Yeah.
writing like crazy, but for us,
But also, as trustees, we gotta make the decision, do we want half inch or do we want inch?
I understand that.
Do they have much to do with that?
Gonna assist wetlands funding, we went over state water quality initiative, drainage district legal authority, federal issues of fish and wildlife, so non-payment for drainage assessments. Cause they're getting by without paying anything on their assessment.
Oh, I know.
That's the information we, sorry, Bruce, I just.
no, you're,
I had this paper out with me.
mine's out of my desk, but I just, you know, when we sit here and I'm going back to what you did a few months ago when we were talking about tin whistles coming out into the dredge ditch. I'd like to have our attorney there so that if other counties have had that issue, we could said, well, Rick called and how do we do this? And have him explain it as opposed to the tile was draining this with a half inch versus a 1 inch versus. I think that, and I'm not bashing anybody because I sure as hell don't want to be on that board. But it's one of those things that, you know.
I was shocked if there was some of that information, it was just kind of.
85% of the farm bill is in SNAP. I didn't realize all that.
I thought it was even higher than that.
WOTUS, waters of the US, irrigation ditches, they talked about that. GDP is reflective of the protein intake, which I never give that a second thought, but they're right. The higher protein consuming areas has got a higher GDP. It's just some of the information that was flying around that I found entertaining, I guess. Mike Naig spoke, Michael Costanello and Matt Helmers were the speakers that you probably know them all.
Yeah,
Well, Matt
we've had.
had a
Matt
younger
Helmers
kid
all
there
the time.
for him.
Mike Naig is usually.
Mike usually
Mike
stops,
Was
yeah.
he decent? Did
Yeah,
he
he was,
speak?
Yeah.
he was good and told a lot of things about open and, you know, the economy, it's Iowa is a rural driven, you know, economy and we need to do this and this in order to. But some of the stuff I guess I just was questioning, so like I said, I'm no passionate,
The one thing that he did bring up that I was appreciating, Senate File 593, passed this year, knowledge of drainage assessment for property purchased and documented with recorders and assessors. Because if you got an out-of-stater that buys a chunk of ground, and all of a sudden he gets a bill for the assessment for the drainage, he thinks somebody's trying to rob him.
Mhm.
But now the recorders have that ability to assess that to the property when it's sold, or that knowledge is already there to what.
It's recorded.
Because there's 3,000 drainage districts in Iowa. That's a lot.
And as of right now, it's not recorded.
Because now I don't believe it's recorded.
They're starting to do it.
Yeah, it never used to be. So like when you bought a piece, you didn't know you're even in a drainage district unless you
Right.
searched it out.
Right.
and for most of those people that are out of state owners, unless they have some type of history. That, you know, you grew up out here and you understand that there are, because you go south, they don't take very far to get down there, that all of a sudden those dredge ditches start going away.
Exactly.
And people don't understand that, you know. Down in Missouri, they just wait till it runs to the creek. I mean, they don't have that.
Yeah.
They terrace everything, so.
Well,
Anyway.
like you said, they don't have the education, how drainage district, they don't know what for a piece of ground.
No, and you know,
It was a good file.
a local person knows that, he thinks, looks at that piece and says, boy, I'm gonna get a heavy assessment, because they're gonna drain that sucker, and I'm not gonna get a whole lot of benefit, but I'm gonna have to cough up $700 an acre.
Sure.
And that's one of the things that we're hearing the most chirping about from the people that are anti-turbines. They're scared to death that these guys are gonna come in and crush pipes and break things, and so that's why we're taking our time to look everything over to hopefully have it in place so that we don't screw it up, so. Anyway, That's all I,
Tuesday, well, Tuesday morning early after calls on roads, so I called Ben. Ben and I went up by Hardy, north of Hardy and drove the Alabama. What do you call it, the Alabama?
It is.
It's the back road in, Renwick. It gets a lot of traffic back and forth.
Yeah.
So anyway, we
Germans drink a lot of beer too.
Anyway, I won't go there. So anyway, we drove that, it was bad.
It was.
But it was his first time and now it's pretty good, so everything's good
All
there.
right now.
Yep, everything's good. Tuesday afternoon, I had the housing development meeting. We have, at this time right now, we really don't have any property to sell. We are in the process of buying 2 or 3 homes and we are going to get pricing on them to flip them. Humboldt right now is very low for housing and we need housing for people that can afford it. So we need to, and that's kind of what our job is.
You know, there's houses for sale in Humboldt, there's a lot of them, but the affordability factor.
Right, I think there's 3 of them were looked at and we're gonna see if we can flip them.
Dumb question time. So if you flip them, they can't afford them in the state that they're in now, and you flip them, how are they gonna afford them when they're worth more?
Okay. We're using.
Yeah.
Grant money and we lose money on them.
Yeah.
Given.
You know, you basically revamp them, make them livable, and you're losing 40,000 on them.
Yeah, you do what you
It's
need.
low to moderate income, LMI money. It has to be used for that purpose, and that's the purpose of it. So you know, take a dilapidated house that they're not taking care of and fix it up, make it a nice home. Someone buys it, gets it back on the tax rolls and then hopefully it's a stepping stone.
I guess I would add, it would be nicer to have a businesses that pay a higher wage so they can afford to buy the darn thing to begin with. But that ain't, doesn't seem to be happening.
That's what it is. It's LMI money, low to moderate income money that needs to be spent for that purpose. And yeah, it's baffling to me, but that's the rules.
Okay.
And it does the good, and have we got houses that, have we have done this too?
For years.
Yeah. And Thursday, we went to the District 2 meeting in Mason City. That was very interesting. I thought, I got, each county would come in and kind of tell what they've done for projects and what they bought, how much roads they fixed or bridges or built a new courthouse, whatever. I guess one of the biggest things that I got people kind of wound up with about the windmills.
You did.
And I just kind of want to know how they feel about them. So.
But every county had the same issues. I mean,
Right.
they were all talking, and when I got up, it was my turn to speak. I got up and that's exactly, I didn't mean to step in your way.
Do it all the time, that's fine.
Okay. But that was one of the things that I listened to, how many counties, 50, 20, was ahead of me. Every one of them started off with our ordinance, our policy, and that's what first thing I said, like, I just got up and I'm going through a bunch of these zoning permits and you people, and just listening to you, there's so many difference, what the differences between them. I mean, it's not hard to understand how somebody's gonna step in and make it a standard then. Because a lot of them have windmills, but they're wind energy, but they're instituting a stiffer zone to mitigate the increase in the wind energy towers, so.
Yeah, cause once you get a few, you always get more.
Yeah.
And then I went to the drainage district meeting on Friday with these guys.
How was that?
Hey, I was the lunch afterwards.
Bruce,
I left.
it was good. I thought it was all right. It was all right. It was fine. No, it
Hopefully
just,
one good thing.
like I said, the first part of it, I didn't get really a whole lot out of it, but the second part was fine. And they just need to change a few things up.
They did switch the room.
Oh,
It was too small though.
Went to a different one.
Mike Nag said, wasn't he the one that made the comment that after you've been here so many times, then now all of a sudden they put you in a different room, it's like, they move you in church, you're in the wrong pew, you keep looking around thinking, this isn't my area. But it was a smaller area instead of the big area out there, they moved us over to the smaller.
Okay.
No, it was fine. That's all I had for the week.
Tuesday, had some calls, a lot of calls. Took Dennis and went out to the shops, introduced him to everybody, looked to see what snow equipment was mounted and what needed to be mounted. Drove a lot of secondary roads and looked at the difference between the mowing and the not mowing. It's pretty evident that that was an issue. Since then, it's been knocked back. A lot of the mowing has been done with wings and it's a lot better than it was. Wednesday, I signed up for an IPIB, newly elected officials mandatory training. It's worth listening to. It really is. They go through the quorum, agenda, Robert's rules, minutes, electronic access, public participation, public rights, closed sessions, record of confidentiality, public, they go through everything that we do as a whole and get you started. So when you jump into it, you aren't learning it on a curve because you've already been explained the way this thing works. It was actually very good and it was free.
Where was that?
IPIB.
Where was that?
So I zoomed it.
So you can do it online.
Yeah, you can just, I think that was the 3rd, the 10th, there's like 5 days you could sign up for it. They do it periodically and they don't cost a dime.
And it's something you have to do.
You have
The
to.
open meetings
Mhm.
that you, all of us.
Yeah. Yep.
Being you're new.
Yeah,
Went to the LA.
Does Bob have to do it or have you done it, Bob?
Bob I didn't have to do it. I
Oh,
just
you
wanted
didn't
to
have to,
see
just-
what it was about, so
Okay.
I had that knowledge to bring to
Yeah.
the table.
Okay.
So, had the LEPC meeting down at, the fire department down at Fort Dodge, hazardous material meeting. Went over a lot of the same thing, just, what's going on, what they spent money on, members. Thursday, district meeting 2, rode over with Bob.
And Rick.
And Rick. At ISAC, they started a spring conference webinar starting March 11th. No, January 16th, I'm sorry, January 16th is ISAC webinar every Friday, so you can check out what they're doing. That's gonna be all summer long, so. They talked about the spring conference. Didn't give us much of what's gonna happen there, but just talked about it. And Friday, went to the IWDDA annual meeting with I think Bruce, Bob, me and Dennis.
How was it?
It was awesome.
Different opinions, I guess.
Probably kicked it down the road a couple times already, but yeah, I got some out of it. That's, what I did.
well, I went to the zoning committee meeting, the other night, Monday night. Their main state elected officers and then they talked about their setting up ordinances and stuff. That was their priority, that they wanna get that. These differences for these wind towers,
Mhm.
they wanna get something set up so you can get to the attorney and get to us. So, so it was a short meeting and then Friday I went to the meeting in Fort Dodge. It was really a good meeting. At least you're up on The meal was good, but yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from, it was my first meeting and.
Yeah, so it was the best one you've been to.
That's exactly that's why.
I guess I'm the a-hole that's,
I did that just for you.
I know.
But, I have a lighter agenda than these guys, so that was all that I did, so.
If anybody wants to read the hazmat report, I have it. It's up to you guys. It's there if you wanna read it. I always pick it up and bring it.
And don't forget, we have the,
Safety meeting.
drive-through.
Oh, yeah, the food pantry.
Food pantry drive-through.
11.
Yes, I was just gonna
When
bring
is
that
it?
up.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday?
4:30.
At
4:30.
4:30.
4:30 to 6, or however long they have food.
So people that are helping dress warm.
Okay.
They're supposed to be cold today, high 20.
What time do you have to get there to help?
Pardon me?
What time do you need?
Yeah, well, so-
Well, if they do the truck gets there
Unload
at
the
1.
truck usually takes the longest.
They unload that at 1 o'clock, and then there's a group that, breaks it down, boxes it up. So it's usually in that 2-ish range they start,
They start lining up about 4.
and then we'll have to remember to, cause that comes through the fairgrounds, if someone had a plow that could run down through there, I don't know if anybody would fit that.
Imagine the city calls it, don't they?
I don't know.
I would think they would, maybe they don't.
The last time
Depends on
we had-
private property, they probably don't.
The fair boards,
Surfboard, that's probably flawed.
I can talk to Paul or them and see,
And
I guess I can drive down through there and see if they've already done it. Remind them.
So what time, Brendan, do we either, you want people there, so.
We start putting the boxes in the car about 4:30, so if you're there.
That's when you need
If,
to help.
if you're there at
Okay,
quarter after 4,
Yeah.
4:25, you gotta sign in,
perfect.
put your time there, and then when you leave, you sign out.
And when it's cold, they usually leave a few inside to get warm, and then rotate, so you aren't standing outside the whole time.
getting frostbit. Okay,
That'll be the last one until February, I guess.
oh, okay.
They go every other month, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, I was gone last week. My father-in-law down to Branson. I did have my phone with and I had lots of calls on Tuesday. Monday, not so much Monday, but mainly Tuesday.
You were gone last week?
Yeah.
I was one that never known that.
And I talked to you multiple times. So.
Like Dominican Republic here in a week or two, isn't it?
No. I wish, but not this year. All right, anything else for the board to discuss?
Oh. We need to, figure out, we're gonna meet on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday would work better for Bruce.
I have an appointment Wednesday morning at 11 in Ames, so, and I've been waiting to get to see this person for several months, so I'm
Would Thursday work?
11 o'clock. It's-
Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't matter.
I think Thursday will be.
We gotta load that.
Okay,
Gotta do that. Enough food.
Yeah, but we'll do this in the morning, right away in the morning.
Is it this coming Thursday?
It's coming Thursday.
We'll be the 11th.
Oh, but they know it.
Bird.
Somebody's getting text.
I'm gonna,
At Thursday at 8:30, would that work?
I think so.
Works for me.
I prefer to do it that. way.
Yes,
Yep, that's fine.
I'm gonna double check with my social planner.
I know it'll work for the other two already. And just get a hold of John,
I have
tell him.
CFR on Thursday night, but that's after the food pantry, so.
So we'll do it 8:30 Thursday morning.
There's nothing else. I'll make a motion to adjourn unless Tricia's got something.
Yeah, I think, no,
I'll second it.
we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned at 9:37.